Welcome back to another video. I've got the K&F Concept Nano filter kit to look at today. And this particular kit is a magnetic filter system. So what I'll do is show you what's included. We do have some water resistance on the case that they've supplied. And this is actually quite a nice case. You do have the D-ring on the back. They've got some Velcro as well if you want to attach it to a belt or onto your camera bag. And there's one thing that I like about this, it's not just a standard case, they've got padding and hard inserts on either side of the case, so that should help against any impact damage. They also put a tab on the zipper, so that makes it a bit easier to open. Once it's opened up inside, you will notice that all of these filters are individually wrapped, which I assume will just help to keep some dust and debris off of them. So I'll take them out and I'll just give you an overview of the different configurations that you can do with this kit. One other point to mention is that each of the panels inside, they are also padded with foam and they do have hard inserts in the middle. So again, very unlikely going to see any damage with any impact on the case. And I'm glad they included a decent quality case with it. They've gone for something a bit different with the combination on this. You can either use the magnetic ring on its own, and that's it, it's just a ring, or the UV filter, and then add the filters that you want to that. It's also worth noting if you try and put other filters on this via the magnetic adapter, then they won't attach because there's aluminium usually, and which is non-magnetic of course. The strength of the magnetic filters is actually quite strong, much stronger than I expected, and that's a good thing. And that means to say that it's pretty unlikely you're going to knock these off by accident, and I'm really pushing that lens down quite hard and they're not flying off. And it also applies if you're stacking two on top. The only point to remember here is that the UV filter on its own with the magnetic filter isn't that magnetic. It has a bit of magnetic strength. It's really designed to use those two, either the clear one, the filtering on its own, or the UV, and then stack the others on top. Personally, I would have probably gone for an ND filter, an 8 or something like that, versus the UV filter. It's possible that they might offer filters on their own so you can sort of mix and match the kit that you want. This is just a standard kit that I see for sale at the moment. I wouldn't stack two filters over the UV filter myself, but then that's a choice that you can make. There's also another point to mention, and that is you do have a lip on most of them except the ND1000. And note that it is a lip, it isn't a screw thread. What that means is you can put your lens cap over those if you want to. Do have an option to use as stepping rings if you want to. That can definitely save you some money. Just move on to a few tests now. I found that the filter's giving just over 9 stops, so it fell a little bit short of the 10 stops. I've put the information on the screen for you. What I've done here is testing the flare with the lens, no filter, and you can see the red line at the side there and below the roof. To be honest, I don't see any additional flare with any of the filters. If anything, the UV filter actually reduced it a little bit. You can see there on the roof line, and likewise with the other filters, the same effect, so no concerns on that side of things. I did some 100% crops on the image in the middle just to see if there's any sharpness drop off with the filters, and nothing obvious stood out to my eyes. Quick test shot without the filter, and you can see the color balance. And when I put the filter on, this is on a full frame camera, you'll see that it's a bit cooler, the image, although there's not much of a shift, but it does add more vignetting. What I found is if you're down to around about 20mm, that gets rid of that vignette. If you start to stack an additional filter on there at the 17mm, then you'll notice that vignetting will increase as expected, but again it was fine at 20mm. Also tested it on an APS-C camera at 11mm, and it was probably you'd get away with that with a little bit of correction in post-processing. Quick practical example of shots without a filter. You can notice the information on screen with the shutter speed. So even stopping the lens right down, I was only able to get to about 30th of a second. Once I put the ND1000 on, I could get down to 2.5 seconds at f8. And if I stop down even more, I managed to get an exposure of 10 seconds. And this was taken in broad daylight in the afternoon, so it's quite bright light. Quick video clip, I was down at the beach, so I thought I'd just show you rotating the polarizing filter around. And you should be able to see the effect, but I've done a couple of still images just to show you the difference with the polarizing filter. And it is quite a useful filter to have because it can help to increase the contrast and saturation, but it can also help to cut through some of that haze. And with these crops that I show you on screen, you'll be able to see quite clearly, particularly that mountain in the distance, how that's really brought that out, and the cloud detail, as well as removing reflections from the rocks and pebbles on the beach. So both of these filters are pretty useful to have. There's a time and a place to use them. They're not use them all the time filters, but the polarizer is probably one of the most useful ones out there. There is some good news with cleaning the filters. They are very easy filters to clean, whether it's grease marks or fingerprints. Even if you get water splashes on them, it's very easy to get those marks off quite quickly and without too much trouble. Pretty good performance overall in terms of the optical qualities. Do watch out for that vignetting though if you're using ultra wide angle lenses. So what I would suggest is either going up to a larger filter size, or you might be better off going for the square filters, which should give you a bit more flexibility in that regard. If you've got any questions on this, do drop me a comment below. I'll be happy to reply to you, and thanks for watching.